Hello and welcome to TradeUp Tuesday with me, Bettina Mensch, where I like to share ideas I've been researching for reducing the toxic load in my home, as well as the amount of plastic that I use. And I had a really specific topic I was going to share today, but that shifted when I learned this morning that a really dear friend of mine has tested positive for the coronavirus. And that came as a really big surprise to me because she's a very healthy person. She's a fitness coach, she's a lifestyle coach, she's a mindfulness coach, which means she puts a lot of attention on her physical, her emotional, and her mental health. She eats really well, and she's been very vigilant about her contacts with people because she has older parents and young nieces, and she's been very careful because she wants to be able to spend time with them in person. And so it was a surprise when she discovered that she had the virus because she started to not feel well a couple of days ago. And as I was talking with her, she was wondering where she might have let her guard down a little bit so that the virus was able to come in. On the other hand, she felt that she has been a very healthy person and she's worked hard on that and is very confident that she's going to weather this, even though she's a little bit uncomfortable right now. And we also talked about that it's highly likely that all of us are going to end up with the virus at one time or another. And after our conversation, I sat down for about an hour and really thought about, okay, where am I on keeping my immune strength up? Because that's really the defense that I have. And I looked at what I consider to be the important four pillars of a strong immune system. And that is reducing the toxins in my environment and in my body. And a lot of that has to do with the chemicals that are in products that we are exposed to, that I have been working very hard to remove from my home. And it also has to do with getting enough rest and reducing stress because they can be very impactful on the immune system. Getting enough exercise that can help with cardiovascular and respiratory health. And also, of course, nutrition is the foundation. So I looked at each of those areas and I thought, I wonder where I can do a better job. Even if I feel like I'm doing a good job, how can I do 1% better or 2% better? Where are those areas that I can really take a look at right now? So I thought about the toxins, and I feel like I'm doing a really good job with that. I don't expose myself to those chemicals. I don't have them in my house. And then I thought about, you know what, some of the toxins that can wreak havoc on the immune system also include toxic thoughts. And it's very important right now when we are assaulted really on TV by fearful thoughts about the virus and about the unrest in the world, as well as the toxins that come at us from all of the political back and forth and the divisiveness that is apparent in our world right now. And I wondered, okay, where am I exposing myself to that? And how can I reduce my ability to hear all of that? And how can I not spend more than just as much time as I need to be aware and not be overwhelmed with all of those toxic thoughts? How can I change that up? And there really are some areas in there that I can pay attention to. I've talked before about how important the use of essential oils are in my life. And part of that is to maintain a positive emotional health, a positive attitude. And one of the oils that I love to use for that from doTERRA is called Balance. Isn't that a perfect name? Keeping balance during a very unbalanced time in this life. And this is a beautiful combination of oils that are in the spruce family and frankincense, that really help to ground and to keep me steady. That's important to me. The next area that is important to me is the area of rest and stress reduction. And one way of doing that for me is to also think about, okay, what is my nighttime habit for getting restful sleep? And is it getting off technology? Is it making sure that I am spending some time in quiet reflection and gratitude in the evening so that I have calm thoughts when I go to sleep? I also love to diffuse essential oils right by the bedside, and one that I use is called Serenity. Again, another perfect name. And it is a blend of lavender and lavandin and other oils that are very restful and calming to the mind and to the nervous system. The next area that is super important to me is exercise. And according to the World Health Organization, we all should, at bare minimum, be getting about 2.5 to 3 hours a week of brisk exercise so that we can strengthen our immune health, our cardiovascular health, our respiratory health. And I feel that I do a really good job with that. I get at least 6, if not 7 hours a week of cardiovascular and strength training. And I don't always want to do that. I know I need to do that. It is really good for my mental health. And it is the one area where I am so grateful for my coaches that are doing online classes so that I can have community. Even though I can't reach out and touch and hug people, at least I can have community. And I get the exercise I need. And I love to start my morning off with peppermint essential oil under my nose, in my hand. Take a deep breath. It's very energizing. It opens up the respiratory tract and makes it possible for me to work out at a higher pace than I maybe would do without a little bit of extra energy. The next area that is important is nutrition. And I don't think that any of us are unaware of what good nutrition is, really. I think we know that eating a lot of snack foods and a lot of comfort foods are really not in any way helping to improve our body mass and our respiratory health, because if you're overweight, it's really kind of hard to breathe well. It's hard on the joints. It's a world in which we live where there's a lot of diabetes and a lot of heart disease. So I think we all know that nutrition is really important. And yet I know that even as a vegetarian, where I eat tons of vegetables and fruits, and that I am grateful to be part of a organic food buying club where I get beautiful fruits and vegetables twice a month that sustain me for the entire month. And yet I know that there are some ways that I do bring a little comfort to myself with foods that are not really perfect. And so I looked at that and I thought, okay, I can make some changes there and I can improve that. And my whole point of this conversation today is to just say to those of you who I know and I love, and I want all of us to stay healthy, is maybe if you would take a few minutes today to ask yourself, where can I make some changes to the toxins in my life, to the mental and emotional toxins that I have in my life, to the amount of rest that I get so that I can recharge and be strong, and the amount of stress that is in my life, the nutrition and the exercise that are in my life. And maybe you'll ask yourself those same questions so that you can be strong and weather this storm that is out there. And hopefully we are all going to get through this together in a really healthy way. And that's my wish for you all. And that's my message for today. Stay strong, be strong, think strong, and really look at what you can do to support your body. Namaste.